Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles again. She's out and about today, but we're going to do a couple videos here on Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to talk about Star Trek Discovery and Polygon. Those two things go very, very well together, don't they? Star Trek Discovery, yeah. Star Trek needs more crying. Needs more crying, less logic and more crying. Thankfully, Star Trek Discovery is giving us more crying in Star Trek. That's what we want. Star Trek that just talks about feelings and emotions and representation, and that's what we want in Star Trek. We're going to talk about this. This is the reason why I don't watch this show. I did check out a couple episodes. I'm like, hell, I don't, no, I'm out. And plus the Klingons look weird. They look really weird. So we're going to talk about this, and this is obviously meant to anger old school fans, just like every other freaking article on Polygon or Kotaku or whatever. It's all about the clicks, right? It's all about making old school fans angry. I don't even know if these authors actually believe what they put out, but they do believe that they get paid more if they get more hits on their articles. I know that's how these sites pay. Usually get a base pay and then you get a bonus for more views. So they're incentivized to, make the most ridiculous, outlandish claims to make you angry. So you click and interact and comment and share and be like, can you believe this shit? Oh my God. We're going to talk about this shit. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 257,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. I have talked a little bit about Star Trek, but to be honest, I don't watch new Trek. I watched a couple episodes of Discovery. I'm like, this doesn't feel like Star Trek at all to me, and it seems like a massive retcon, and I don't give a shit. And then I checked out Picard because I took the nostalgia bait. I was like, oh my God, 10 forward, Data. This is cool. This is going to be a sequel to Next Generation, and it was clear after 2 episodes into the show that this was going to be another anger-inducing FU to the fans. And then, of course, you saw people associated with the show being out there like, if you don't like it, you're a toxic bigot. Star Trek has always been like this. And yes, it is true. Star Trek has always been a progressive show. There's no denying that. I mean, if you don't think Star Trek has been progressive, then you clearly were not paying attention. And even more so, it was more obvious in Next Gen. We always had alien races that were stand-ins for certain kinds of people, including that one episode with Riker where he basically straightens out a non-binary person. Yeah, I think that'd be very problematic current year. Anyway, we're going to talk about this article on Polygon. Of course, this is to make y'all angry, get y'all angry. I just am like, God, this is so ridiculous. And they try to make a good case for it, but it's so ridiculous. Meanwhile, we've got the Orville, which I've only watched a little bit of. Mike put this article out on Derez, and it does have the trailer for season 3, and it looks pretty badass. I'm watching this. I'm like, holy shit, this is the Star Trek that I want. Anyway, this feels like a throwback to Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, and it's a freaking parody. So when the Star Trek parody is better Star Trek than actual Star Trek, you know you done fucked up, right? Just put Seth MacFarlane in charge of actual Star Trek. There was talk a few years ago, if I remember correctly, that he actually wanted to be the showrunner of actual Star Trek. But yeah, current Star Trek, not a fan. A lot of people, not fans. Giant freaking robot, which is weird because this site does seem like it's very left-leaning. They were pointing out a year ago that the ratings were a disaster. A disaster. It's not good. But they're going to double, triple down on it. Now we need to have more crying. So this is coming from Polygon. I'm going to give a hat tip to Comic Perch, who put out on Twitter, and I saw this article, and I was like, what the hell is this? So Polygon says Star Trek needs less logic and more crying. Thankfully, Star Trek Discovery is doing just that, giving us more crying. More crying. So Captain Michael poses the question to the Federation Council at the climax of But to Connect, the 7th episode of Star Trek Discovery's 4th season. 4th season! How the fuck did this show get 4 seasons? The Council is convened to address the presence of a new species. whose arrival in the galaxy has planet-destroying consequences, but Captain Michael urges diplomacy, recognizing a first contact opportunity. And yeah, disagreements such as these are hardly new for Star Trek. That is true. The camera glides around as she's speaking, capturing every creased brow and pleading smile, underscoring her feelings even more than her words. Well, they did this with Picard a lot too. Not the Picard show, but Picard Next Generation. Because we know Kirk just wanted to either shoot things or shoot inside things. That was how he rolled. But Picard was much more nuanced and more diplomatic. Martin Green pours herself into the moment, lowering her voice to a whisper when being sincere and raising it when marshaling hope. She finishes the speech a near wreck, barely fighting back tears. For its detractors, scenes like this are everything wrong with the series. There's no crying in Star Trek. For 3.5 seasons, Discovery has established itself as the most openly emotional Star Trek series. Yeah, and then we've got, what, Lower Decks, where they're having effing cartoon orgies and shit. Like, what the hell am I watching? What am I watching? Which characters talk about their trauma, give each other meaningful hugs, and shed tears in nearly every episode. Holy shit! Is the show really that bad? Like, I've only watched a couple episodes, but this is not fucking Star Trek. I mean, they had emotions in Next Gen, but a lot of times it was, you know, man up, rein it in. You need to rein it in because you have to keep a clear head to deal with the situation, and people's emotions often got the best of them, which is what led to war and racism and all this other crap. Discovery explores pathos more thoroughly than any other series in the franchise. In doing so, it underscores an important aspect of humanity too often downplayed by the franchise. No, actually, people just, yeah, they want to go explore outer space and blow shit up. No, actually, look, Star Trek has been a lot more cerebral than that, but there hasn't been historically a lot of crying in Star Trek. There really hasn't. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not what people watch the show for, and this is bait. This is bait. Captain Michael is hardly the first Trek character to shed tears. Who can forget William Shatner stifling a cry during Captain Kirk's eulogy for Spock in Star Trek II? Well, that was different. That wasn't every damn episode. That was a big deal for Kirk to cry for Spock, and then he, came back in the very next movie. So what the fuck, Right from the start of the series, Dr. McCoy was there at Kirk's side, countering Spock's cold logic with passionate outbursts, but he didn't cry. He didn't cry a lot because you didn't cry in the 60s. Men didn't cry, especially spacemen. Many of the all-time best Star Trek episodes mine the emotional core of their characters, letting them be messy and human instead of demanding they adhere to logic. Deep Space Nine's The Visitor captures the longing and joy Sisko feels as he grows to an adult, only seeing his time-displaced father in short intervals every few years. Talk about the reboot retcon movie. As powerful as the emotions may be, Trek usually treats empathy as a challenge. Well, that's why Troy was created. That's why Troy was created. And frankly, Troy didn't cry as much as these characters cry. A problem to overcome for the greater good. Take the classic episode, See You on the Edge of Forever. Oh my God, they're just going through. This is why we need to cry more, because all these great episodes, people needed to cry more. As an empath, oh, here we go, we mentioned Troy. As an empath and ship counselor, Deanna Troi seemed primed to fill the McCoy role in Next Gen, but the writers too often relegated her to describing other characters' obvious feelings. Yeah, she was, and that's basically Marina Sirtis in real life now, right? She just verbalizes Twitter's feelings. That's what she does. After Roddenberry died, the Star Trek shows were able to let emotions build up more throughout their shows. And here we go. This is the kids show. Lower Decks, ha ha ha, dick and fart jokes and crying, I guess. I don't know, Picard crying, everybody's crying. Actually, this article makes Discovery sound like even more of a cry fest, which is actually going to turn even more people off to the show, as if they weren't having enough problems as it is, right? But they're making this show because, Paramount Plus, content for Paramount Plus. Meanwhile, the Orville's looking pretty good. I'm watching this trailer, and it's like kids on a ship and ship blowing up. Look at these beautiful explosions. I just like to watch shit blow up. And I know that's not what Star Trek's about, but you know what? This is more my speed. This is more my speed. I think I definitely will be checking out more of the Orville now that I've seen this new trailer. I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I was missing. Polygon, you're not doing this show any favors by saying that we all need to cry more. Star Trek needs to cry more. Cry harder, fanboys. This is the emotional Star Trek that you've always wanted. This is it. This is God. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. These journos, studios, they're not your friends. They really aren't. They actually, in attempting to defend your shows, they actually do more damage. You know, because no Star Trek fan is gonna look at this and be like, "This is exactly what I wanted. More weepier, girlier Star Trek. This is exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I want my Star Trek." Yeah, I'm just gonna go watch the Orville, I think. I'm gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.